I'm fascinated by time and memory and by consequences of our actions. So as I was preparing to return to writing fiction after many years with academic nonfiction, I knew I wanted to explore those themes, but I didn't have a plot line, a storyline. To get the storyline, I decided to do the old adage of writing, which is to write what you know. So what do I know? I try to be methodical. I came up with a long list of my experiences, looking for the one that might be an entry point to telling a story. The idea that stuck out in my mind that seemed to work as a framework for these themes was the overland trip I took around the world from 1978 to 1979. I started in Bangkok, Thailand, and ended in London. And this was a 13-month trip, huge events happening in the world. I made it through Afghanistan just as the Soviet Union was moving in and a greater presence. I had traveled through Iran just days before martial law was declared, which eventually led to the Iranian Revolution. So I was clueless about a lot of these geopolitical events happening around me. And I thought, well, what if I do a character like that? A young woman traveling around the world, knows a lot of things, interested in learning other things, but basically fundamentally naive about what she was getting into. And that then became the character of Cassie. Yes, my own experiences are really pivotal in framing this story. I drew on my travel journals. I drew on 16 boxes of slides that I took from that time, letters that I'd sent to my family that my mother had saved all those years. So I was able to use those as inspiration and basically as some of the background for the stories that I went through. So I do have, while this is a work of fiction, some actual incidents that happened to me that are part of the story. My experiences traveling across the Pakistan-Afghanistan border mirror those of Cassie. My experiences later going over the Iranian border, having a van I was traveling in break down 50 kilometers out of Kabul and carting that plastic doll around. It had been a gift from a woman on a train in Muzaffarpur, India. So those are things that are in the novel that actually were part of my life. And that was a fun experience, being able to do that.